Bro, I got to tell you, her attitude's gonna kill her. I mean, that's what's. I could see it happening now, bro. I just see it. I see it a mile away, and you know, you could be the greatest wrestler on the planet, man. If you've got political problems in that locker room, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna matter.
All right, let's talk about Ric Flair. He's talking about Ric Flair, baby. He recently said that Charlotte Flair is better than John Cena and Cody Rhodes. It's just this a family, just a family bias, so to speak, Vince. Or do you think that there's some credence to that, legitimacy, if you will?
I think there's some credence to that, man. I think Charlotte's great. I mean, I've said that all along. I mean, I've been saying that. I saw Charlotte in NXT and I thought she was great. I think there's some credence, bro. I got to tell you, her attitude's gonna kill her. I mean, that's what's. I could see it happening now, bro. I just see it. I see it a mile away, and. You know, you could be the greatest wrestler on the planet, man. If you've got political problems in that locker room, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. But I think on a talent basis, God, bro, she is gifted, man.
What do you think, Ace?
When you say attitude, is there some sort of backstage scuttlebutt, or
the stuff that's going on between her and Tiffany Stratton right now, you know, it's not a good look for her because she's the veteran. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's almost like, and we'll see what they do at WrestleMania. I mean, if Tiffy goes over WrestleMania, that's going to tell you everything you need to know.
She's also been known to go off script with a couple other promos with different feuds.
From the hip, like us, boys.
Yeah. And also, there was a time where her and Becky got into it. You know, there was some beef with her kind of throwing the belt and thing. Yeah, that. So there was a couple other times.
She got into it with Nia Jax too, right?
Nia Jax, yeah. Well, Nia Jax botched, you know, the move. Yeah. To be fair to Charlotte.
Now, are we being worked?
I don't think so, bro.
Okay.
They're not good enough to do what they did as a work. Yeah, you know what I mean? They're not. When I'm watching this, I'm like, no, they really do not like each other. They're not that good. They're not.
Yeah, just imagine. I don't think fresh off a divorce,
right?
You know, Tiffany's like in the back, like, hey, Charlie, you mind if I throw the divorce out there as a line? Yeah. You know, Charlotte's like, I'm like, oh yeah, go for it. You know, I just don't see that happening.
Well, I mean, you're definitely probably right, and then kind of goes full circle to the question. So my answer would be, well, they all have one thing in common. They all have C in their name. Har, har, har. Stupid joke. Anyways, don't hit the drum roll. It's hard to judge what does better mean. Like, what is the measuring stick and what is the criteria? Because pro wrestling is so speculative and there's so many different things to be measured on.
Yep.
Whereas, how do we define that? Because she's really good, really great at a lot of things, and so are they. So, father saying it, like, hey, we're talking about it, you know?
That's a great point, too, because, bro, she's not like, bro, she can't touch Cena on the mic. Like, she can't touch Cena on the mic. Bro, Chris, you know me. I think Cody is so freaking over dramatic on the mic. I can't stand his promos, but she can't touch John Cena on the mic.
Yeah. Speaking of, because we kind of talked about it, but I didn't see it, but now I've watched it, and that Cena Cody promo from the Raw in London, because Vince, you mentioned like he was coming out smiling, and I'm like, that sounds. The content of it was pretty good. And so when you talk about Tiffany and Charlotte, like, do you care if I say this line or that? They probably were at each other. But with Cody and John, you have to wonder, and being in these situations, how much they divulge of their arsenal of gonna kind of get you.
But you know what it was, EC3? If you watch these two promos back to back, go watch what you just watched and go watch Charlotte and Tiffy. Bro, you know what the difference is?
They're not cleanly done because they're thinking on the fly, and there's kind of an anger in their eyes.
Two are pros and two are not.
Got it.
That's the difference in a nutshell. When you're watching Cena and Cody, you're watching two pros work.
Yeah.
When you're watching Charlotte,
I 100% agree with that. I was thinking the same thing as far as like my answer to that question, Vince, would have been Cena and Cody were probably like, hey, whatever you bring, I can take it. You know, the other person was like, whatever you bring, I can take it. It probably wasn't like clearance, so to speak. It was probably just, let's just go out there and shoot from the hip. You know, whatever comes out. And they probably said good job to each other at the end, you know, going backstage at the end of it. They probably, you know, it was probably one of those things that, hey, let me challenge you. Let me throw out AEW. Let me throw out Vince. Like, oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Let me one up that.
Those guys are still under the mentality of, here's the difference too, EC3, you'll understand this. Those guys are still under the mentality of put asses in seats.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think those girls are. I just don't think that's the way they're thinking, man.
The promo really, that was good. John's the best. He's the best. And being in those situations too, like LA Knight, Eli Drake, and TNA, we had like a couple like showdown promos. I had him with Bennett, Matt Hardy. You know, these guys were like, we're going to bring some stuff and tit for tat, but we're working and like go where you need to go. What I think was interesting about Cena, like probably had the finish. So I feel John alpha dogged him because he's so good and proved like superiority of all-time legend, especially in speaking. But then you still do business. Like, what is the finish of this? Babyface needs to look strong. Something has to get to me that was really effective. And so it was like the you can't wrestle line, but that really doesn't bother him. And I think that's a masterclass of the Machiavellian politics I'm kind of talking about. Like, he did the business, he put the babyface over, but he proved he's the best. So interesting theory from me and insane ADHD brain.
There you go. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this match goes. I think that there's been it just seems like this feud between Stratton and Charlotte has been buried in a lack of really pushing the entire WrestleMania up and making it feel larger than life. It's just like, I think this is one of the only years. There's been a few other times, but neither Royal Rumble winner is main eventing a WrestleMania. You know, and that just goes to show like how much they're really not caring about that this year.
Chris, can you pull up Tiffany Stratton's comments today? I think it's pertinent that you read what she said. I want to see what EC3 and you say about this. What you think? I think it was just Tiffany's comments. You know, talking about the Charlotte promo.
Okay.
Well, it just came out like today.
Well, he's pulling that up. What I do for the fans at home. Sometimes, like, you get really, really good matches out of people you don't like personally. So I'm intrigued to see what happens there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you said it just came out today. Okay. Tim Stratton's. Okay. There was a report from yesterday.
Yeah, probably yesterday today. Just read her comments she comments on the interview, on the in-ring.
Okay. Yeah, Babyface's podcast. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
I think being so new into this business, being so new as champion, I don't think she really expected me to stand up to her. Now, I don't think we did a very good job of getting people wanting to see our match. And I think that we did a very good job of getting people wanting to see our match and invested in our story. And now I'm ready to put on the best women's match ever, and I'm ready to go to war.
Well, the first thing is what story? What does today's talent think a story is? What is the story between Charlotte and Tiffany? What is the story? There is no story, bro. There is no story for anybody to be invested in. But when she's saying, I didn't think Charlotte thought I was going to fire back because I'm so young in the business. EC3, if you're doing an in-ring with somebody, aren't the both of you on the same page?
You'd hope and you'd think, but then a vet may have the edge, and a vet may not pull things on you like out of maliciousness, but to bring something out of you. And to be fair, like a lot of times a younger talent, if it's especially nowadays, if per our conversation earlier, not verbatim, like not what the script was going, it's like, what? What? Because they're not reacting and they're not hearing. They're just doing. It's robotic. So maybe Tiffany thought that she would fall into that trap, and I didn't see the promo.
It was. You should watch it, bro. It's so awkward. It's so. You look at that compared to what Cody and Cena did. It's night and day, man. It's night and day.
Felt very disjointed.
Yeah,
it's like very disjointed. You can like personal stuff can be done if it's known, but like it has to follow up with broad stuff because maybe a lot of people don't know what you're talking about. Like the insiders and the shooting comments, like them as a let's just call like a finishing move of a promo will always fall flat. Whereas it is sort of a kind of get a run around the second base can work to bring home the crux of what the business is.
I think of one of the best moments in TNA history, the segment between Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. That's my life. You know what I mean? Like that was it's just like you can, and Flair's like, wow, you know, but like he's playing on talking about Space Mountain and things like that, and Flair is like, okay, you know, I see you, and I love it, man. I think it's great. It's where That's My Line came in, and it was wonderful.
Like, there's no way the script said he'll woo and then you'll woo.
Exactly.
Like, no, dude, that's magic, and that's why I don't like planning too much. Because
that's my line. This guy.
Shit, Steve is supposed to be the meme guy. That's like, you know, that's over.
Yeah, absolutely. We got EC3. We got Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This is the Wrestling Outlaws. Have a good night, everybody. So long.